What's up, you pumpkin heads? It's week 5 of trying to grow a 3,000 pound pumpkin. This plant back here has been giving me a little trouble, but she's all right. You're watching Moby Mike Pumpkins on YouTube. Well, guys, did our plant lay down nice? Nope. Kinkarooski. Idiot. God. Now, I've seen plenty of big pumpkins growing on vines like this, but I also just have a hard time bringing myself to do it. So I'm probably going to just cut it right here. And then we're gonna just make this one, we're gonna lose whatever, a couple feet. But is what it is. And while I'm in here, I'm gonna trim up some of this other hoopla and garbage on here. And that's what we'll do. All right, we're a couple days after I trimmed that vine off, and man, these leaves just like doubled in size. So I had nowhere else to put the energy to, so I put it to the rest of the plant. So pretty good, and luckily that secondary's popping out pretty good there. That's going to become the new main. There's 2 secondaries over here that are doing okay, but I think that one will be the chosen one, and there's one on this side here. So we've got 4, so we shouldn't mess this up too bad. So be all right. This plant's doing good, doing way better than everything else, even though I kind of set it back. At the rate it's grown here, if I want to cut that off, I might be at the end. But all right, here's my rye in my Howard dill patch. I'm going to crimp it down. I got a 4x4 board here and a couple strings. Just going to stomp it down. I'll show you after I make a pass. But geez, I think some of that stuff it's well over 5 feet tall. So problem is there's a little bit of weeds in there, so I'll crimp it down and then we'll see what stands up, crimp whatever stands up, and then we'll probably hit it with a light dose of Roundup. Now, I didn't walk through there too straight, but you get the idea. I think you can kind of see how tall this is. See, there's some that are just as tall as me. How's my mullet doing? Pretty decent. All right, everyone, we got the Howard dill plants. We're gonna go put them outside. I'm not gonna plant them because I need the grow light for the seeds I started for the extension 4-H. So everything looks good. So it's kind of funny, like this plant, this has an extra leaf. So normally it would look like this, right? You got your cotyledons, 2 cotyledons down there, first true leaf, second true leaf. But this one kind of grew, I can't see it really. This one kind of grew 2 true first leaves, and they're not like exactly opposite of each other. The second one, this one's normal. And this one's kind of cool. I haven't had this, but sometimes they grow a little funky. But this one has like 2 main vines. So you got the main vine going that way, and then you got another one going this way. This one's kind of runty. We'll end up just cutting that one off. But yeah, sometimes you get that. Well, what's funny though is, I don't know, these plants look pretty good. And I used the potting soil that I didn't want to with my main ones. And I think these ones might look a little better. So sometimes you just gotta test, you know, just gotta test. But anyway, yeah, here's my seeds down here. There's a thing with the extension office and the 4-H and the way off. And anyway, there's some young kids, and I start them all plants. And I give them plants. And there was 2 kids that showed up to the way off last year with some pumpkins, so from seeds that I gave them. So we're doing the same this year. It's now 4 days, and not all of them are poked through, but it looks like they all have like a bulge and they're poking up. So that's why we're going to put these outside so that I can get these little guys under the grow light, and everything should be hunky-dory. And honestly, I can probably put these outside for natural sun, but I'll give them a day inside the house here to make sure they fully pop up a day or 2, and then we'll get them outside and as well and just water them. And then I think in about 4 or 5 days the kids get these. So all right, a couple other things I want to show you with these. So I poked around, so yeah, everything germinated, plus I left 2 on top. I soaked an extra 2 seeds. So here's this. Oh, look at that, I broke him right off. He's rooted in there so good already. Look at, there's the root after only germinating for so long. There's the other one. Anyway, these 6 here, you can see there's weeds in there. Reason being, this is pure compost that I got. And I started these in the pure compost to make sure there's no herbicide carryover in there, because if people used a bunch of nasty chemicals, you don't want to ruin your pumpkin plants by having some of that stuff. So anyway, I just grabbed like all different spots all around and mixed it all up and stuff like that. And then we can look at these 6 versus the rest of these and see, make sure everything's growing right, that the leaves aren't all curly, this or that. And then that'll tell us that we don't have any herbicide. So we know we got some weed seeds, that's going to be a given, but I think I'm going to cover that with some plastic and try and germinate some of those weed seeds before I start using it for burying. But yeah, so anyway, basically 38 for 38 on germinating. I'm going to lower these lights and then we should be all good. Hey guys, Mike here, and I got a couple new products I'm going to try this year. Brian from this company, Lallemand, reached out to me and says, hey, Mike, I like watching your videos. I got a couple products. Just curious if you're interested in trying them. And I was immediately pulled to this one. This has glycine betaine in it. Sorry, I'm not real good at pronouncing. And I believe this is derived from sugar beets. I researched this years ago. This is like a super great plant stimulant. There's a lot of information on this. I had it in my notes to try this, and you know, I never did. So I was super excited to try this. That had me right there. And then he also had this biofungicide. It's just streptomyces, and then the strain is K61. I haven't done a ton of research on this, but I feel this is a good organic biofungicide. Basically it works by inoculating the roots and not letting the bad stuff through. I haven't done all my research, but I was looking at some studies on it, and it was protecting strawberries better than trichoderma, and trichoderma has been pretty proven to protect some stuff. So we're gonna get the plants dosed up with these so we can start inoculating the roots. And then this is a foliar product. I need to find a spray ball because my plants are so small, and mix up the correct amount of that and give them a little shot of that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave Brian's information in the video if you're interested in trying any of these products. I'm stoked to try them. All right, guys, no doubt about it, this plant is kind of a mess. I'm gonna get in here, we're gonna weed it. We're probably gonna have to like reshift the hoop. As you know, we cut the main off, and this was the one over here that I was gonna keep, but it's just, I'm gonna end up kinking that one too. I just don't know how I'm gonna get that one down without kinking it. But I got this one over here that laid down pretty nicely. It looks like there's a little bit there. And then, so I got a whole bunch of plant on this side, not so much on this side. One of these vines I got to retrain to be the main, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to pick up this hoop and re-square it, bring it back, because normally I would wrap the vines back, and this one, you know, would be one that gets wrapped back, would already hit the wall. So yeah, this thing's like all big bush right now, and we're just trying to, we got to get her all figured out here. So anyway, I think we'll get her weeded, and then I might see if I can get a friend come over and help me move this, because this thing is super heavy when it's all put together, and we'll work on that. All right, we got the hoops weeded somewhat. We got that weeded. This thing's way behind. Whatever. The other one's not too bad given the circumstances. But anyway, we've got all this vetch, clover, rye, barley, and it's at the heading stage. So you can see some, I think that's barley there, and then that's rye there. When it's at that stage, if you either crimp that stalk or cut it, plant will die. So anyway, we're gonna mow this. Mow it all up really, really short. We gotta get all the cords out of here. And that's gonna pretty much terminate our cover crop. The rest of the stuff's gonna wanna come back, and then we're gonna do where we burn it and mulch it. But we need to get this mowed before anything goes to seed, otherwise we'll just permanently have cover crop weeds, which are probably better than regular weeds, but so I'll work on that. Alrighty, got that cover crop all mowed up, got her nice and short, did it a few times. I'm gonna come back around in a couple days and then mow it again with the blades all the way down. There'll be stuff that stands back up, and then some of the mulch will be a little drier, get it spread out there pretty good, and we should be good on that aspect. Let's go take a peek here. Here's the haste. Not too bad. Let's check out the hydro. I've been fighting with the AI on how much nitrogen on this girl, because allegedly my pH adjustment I should have enough, but I gave it some more this morning and we'll see how that works out. It's not any more than I did last year. I was just thinking I was overdoing it according to the calculations. So I had Grok, Copilot, and ChatGPT do it, and Copilot was like way in left field. All right, I covered my compost pile up with plastic. Yes, am I going to kill the beneficial bacteria? Probably. Am I going to sprout any weed seeds that are in there? Absolutely. And the other key is maybe I'll kill some pathogens in there. So I don't know that I'll go as far as saying sterilizing, but we're going to heat treat this compost, get rid of the weed seeds, maybe knock down some pathogens a little bit, and then I think that'll be better off for our patch. Now the good bacteria that are in there, we're going to kill them. That's okay. We got some stuff we can re-inoculate with and be all good. All right, to end the week off, I planted 30 dahlia tubers. I saved my tubers from last year. I had 17 that made it. I think I started with 7 plants, so I got more than a couple per plant. I don't know if that's good or not, but we got some more. Babies are all tucked in. Everything's mowed up. Well, that one's not quite tucked in, or that one, but you get the point.